What's up everybody, it's Joe Miller from the Dirty Burfield, and today I'm doing a review on the Olsa Tools Metric 100 tooth gear drive wrench set. I'll give you a look at it here. There they are. Okay, I'm pretty excited about this because this is the first time someone's reached out to me on social media to review something, and the first thing I asked them was, can I be honest in the review? Because I'm not going to get something for free and then try to put it out to you guys. I want to do a legit review, and I tested them out a little bit yesterday to see if I even wanted to do this, and I was so impressed I stopped right away, and I'm gonna do this now for you. Okay, so the benefit of getting something for free is that you're not worried about breaking it, and when you're on the trail, hand tools are super reliable and they need to be reliable. So I've never had a gear drive set before like this because I've always been afraid that this end would break on me, and I use the closed end a lot because I use it with what I call my poor man's impact. So when I was in college, I didn't have air tools, and even now I use a mini sledge on a bolt and I whale it on this open end here. So I'll put this on the bolt and then I'll whale this on here, and it shock loads it, and I can break pretty much any bolt loose with this 12-point end. This set is 14 years old. It was the first set I got when I started wrenching and wheeling, and as you can tell, I'm pretty excited about this case because it comes with nothing that can break off. There used to be a little flip down handle here, and then this is all held together with duct tape and has been for like probably 13 out of the 14 years that I've owned it. And I don't keep I like to have all these in one spot when I'm wheeling. I don't like to have everything loose in an ammo can just because it's easier to access and throw out on the ground. You don't have to be fumbling through a whole bunch of stuff in an ammo can. So the fact that this comes with this rattle-free case is pretty awesome. It'll sit in the truck, everything will stay organized. Now, first things for you Toyota owners is that this is pretty well useless in the Toyota world, and so is the 16 mil. So get a 9/16 or another 14 mil, and that's how I'm gonna leave this set. I'm missing my 14 mil and my 12 mil because those are actually loose in my ammo cam because I've avoided bringing this with me. I've just used sockets for the time being. But now that I'm kind of reorganizing my tools in my new tote that I'll be talking about, this is actually perfect timing. Okay, so I asked Olsa Tools if these would hold up to the mini sledge, and they said they didn't know. So I figure what better way to test it than on an old rusty Toyota, and let's break some bolts loose. And I'm super curious to see how this special end works. If you can see the difference between, let's see, is that 17? Let's pull out a 17 and a 17 so you can see nice and clearly. Check this out. This is really neat. They claim that this will take off up to 80% rounded bolts, and you can see the difference in bite, right? Like you stick that up against a bolt and you're getting 1, 2, 3, 4 nice solid bites, whereas a lot of standard sets, you're really just moving, you're really just biting on these two ends. And that's why when I use the impact method, I'm actually using the 12-point on the end and then hitting the open end with my mini sledge. Now, if you look at this gear drive set, it's pretty much a hex, and you got these little tiny indents. Like it's a mini 12-point, but mostly a hex. So the bite on that should be super, super good. And just listen to that. Like, we'll get into this, but if you listen to, like, look at that, 100 tooth. Just do a Google and see what these normally are. Even like your regular ratchet, like 100 tooth is pretty awesome. And I figure that should be a lot stronger because you don't have as much play. I mean, we'll really put it to the test and see. But let's get into this and let's start cracking some bolts and see how these are, because if these are reliable and can do what I need them to do with that mini sledge, then I will absolutely swap these out for this and leave them in my truck. And if they don't, then I'll put all of these in this nice case and call it a day. So let's see what Olsa Tools has done, see if they hold up to probably how you're not supposed to use them, but how I need them to be used. All right, folks, this has not been broken at all. Ah, crap, wrong way. So they actually make a push drive. There's some kind of like fancy mechanism where you push it and then it actually changes the direction. I didn't want to test those. I wanted these ones that you just flip over to change the direction, because the way that I use these, I figured if I'm wailing on this with a mini sledge and there's some kind of like motion where I push in like that and it changes the direction, I just didn't want that. And I'm also a fan of just simplicity. I'm sure they're pretty awesome and they work great, but I just didn't want to deal with that. All right, here we go. So this is how I do the poor man's impact. I put some pressure on it this way. Actually, let's even let's make sure this is on there real good. Olsa Tools is watching this, are probably cringing. That's not how you're supposed to use it. Or a mechanic. But you know what? When you don't have a whole ton of money in air tools, this is the next best thing. Okay, so I pushed pressure there. Let's see if we can crack this. Still together. Look at that, you can see how rusted. Just totally rusted. Let's get this whole bolt. It's gonna be a painful video, but you know what? If this isn't a test, I don't know what is. How many ugga-duggas is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 ugga-duggas. It gets so rusted, I have to bang it all the way off. Okay, it's still feeling like solid. Whew. Yeah, I can't do that by hand. I weigh 230 pounds right now, and I can't undo that. Okay, impact wrench wouldn't fit through here without taking off that spare tire. Olsa Tools. How's this? So this is a 19 mil, and it's solid. The poor man's impact. My arm's actually getting tired from the sledge. The other thing I'll do is the impact helps break things loose. I usually avoid this so it doesn't round off. See how, that's awesome. Just the 100 tooth, I'm actually getting full, like I'm not wasting any movement. A lot of times with like a lower one, won't click to like there. But all of that is click, 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 click. Oh no, fell. So let's take this off if we can. Look at that. I'll try and pull it this way. That's up. That's how on there it is. Okay, let's try to. I bet they're just cringing. Are you cringing on your end? Oh, okay, I broke it. Broke it taking it off. So it's this part that's the weak part. Now the question is, how do I get this off? Oh, probably that. You know what, I'm gonna actually see if there's a way. I ain't seeing anything broken. I just see this, like I see the little pin. Not sure if you guys can see that, but these pieces came out. So I am actually gonna take this off. I'm gonna see if I can rebuild this. Because I wonder if by hitting it out that way, I wonder if there's a place, if there's just a way that you can kind of rebuild it. So let's get this piece off, inch that off, little by little. And so obviously I'm like totally abusing the shit out of this. And now what I'm super curious about is if I was on the trail, well, there's a couple things I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use this end, because one reason why I don't use the open end on my old set is because it doesn't really bite well enough. And I'm not actually seeing anything broken on this part. So for the sake of this video, let's just keep going. And I like to run it real time. Olsa tools. I know I wasn't using it properly, but the reality is you're gonna have dumb people like me really just wailing on this And when you're on the trail, I promise you, a lot of times you're just not in a frame of mind, and that's where mistakes can happen. And it's just nice to have something that will be a little forgiving when you do stupid stuff. I'm just going back and forth. It is coming if you're painfully watching. And so what I would do after that is I would actually use a screwdriver on the back end to wedge in here if I was trying to get it off, instead of wheeling the wrench. I would just kind of, as if the wrench was on, I would do exactly what I'm doing. So this is solid. Let's carry on for the sake of the video, but I got this piece, and then while I'm here, I just want to, pretty sure there's another piece, or maybe it's actually only this one part, because there's one spring here. Yeah, there's only one spring in here. So let's just carry on. Where was I? Okay, so look at that. Nice solid bite. You know what? I wouldn't do this with my other wrenches because I'd be worried about it rounding off. But you know what? That is such a solid bite that maybe what we do is we change things and we whale on this end, as long as this cup is solid. And this looks like, I think that's solid actually, all the way through there. So again, what I'm hitting on now is not as strong because this isn't set in here holding that together. So we'll see if this ovals out. Man. It's my workout for the day. See if I can witch. Oh, there we go. Maybe I'll make a little more speed that way. Oh man. If I had the ratchet, that would be the way to go. Look at this. Make sure we're still recording. We are still recording. 13 minutes in. No cuts. No cuts. I'm hoping I don't have to cut, but I may have to cut to actually get in touch with Olsa tools to just show me a video of how to put that gear mechanism back in. But that is not rounding this bolt off. I'll show it to you when I'm done. You can see where it's biting in super hard. We're almost there. Just 13 more minutes. I'm actually getting tired. Okay, no penetrating oil. Bolt that probably hasn't been undone in over 20 years. Look at that bite. Can you see that? I'm just gonna zoom in. Look at that. You can kind of see it's not rounding off at all. In fact, it's like cleaning up that leading edge. Or I guess that's not the leading edge of where the force is. Oh yeah, it is, I think. Whatever. What it's not doing is rounding off the point. It's biting real hard with that shiny metal right before the edge, which is really, really, really cool. It was just an excuse for me to take a break. Okay, Olsa tools. This side of things is pretty freaking impressive because I would never use this end to break a bolt. And so even if this has broken, which I don't think it has because this is the gear mechanism and then there's a little spring in here and that's not broken, I think that I would totally have these, keep these on the trail, and then once I crack the bolt, then I'd throw the gear drive on for the speed. And I was wondering if these were gonna work for me because I've always used this end, closed end, to break nuts loose. So I always put pressure this way. This is where I would have put, like, cracked the bolt, then sprayed penetrating lube. I would have wire brushed the end of it down here, cleaned off the rust, but putting it through the gears. Every mechanic cringing at this video, if they even lasted this far. What's really amazing, I'll show this bolt up close once it actually comes off. You can see how I'm like even wobbling back and forth. But it's really amazing how it's like, that is a legit patented design. That's freaking rad. I'll show it to you, but it's like, it's almost making it bite better and shaping the nut into more of a hex. There. I'm not sure if you can tell, but like it's solid, and then I pull up and it kind of like loosens the bite, and it is legit like so this is so cool. It's gonna be so cool when I take this nut off and show it to you guys. Just give me 15 more minutes. There, I can do it with my hand. Oh yeah! Oh, that's exciting. It's always exciting when you get to that point in a boat. Yeah, see, if I broke it loose and then I used the gear drive end of things, right now I could just quickly burn this off. Yeah, if I had an impact, I could do it too. Oh yeah, there we go. Full. A full 180. Oh, that's luxury when you get to that point. Okay, I'm not cutting it. Look at this. Got my focus locked, so let's lock it here. Let's get you. Can you see that? Oh, let me zoom you out. That's why it's not focusing. There we go. Look at that. See how it kind of like, look at that. Let's see if I can. Like not rounded off at all. It's like extending the material over the edge, making it bite harder and harder. So whatever sorcery Olsa Tools has on this end of things to make that work, it's kind of like rounded hump, is obscene. See how it's shiny on the top? It's like it's just biting here and pushing down so hard and just locking in on every side. Boom, 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 boom. So, learning experience for me, even if I can't get this end back together, which I'm gonna try to do right now, you're gonna painfully watch me try to do that, is I am happy to break nuts loose using this end of things and then flip over to this side, as long as what we'll be able to check is whether or not this ovaled out, and this appears completely solid inside here. So I do not think that this ovaled out at all. All there is this little ring, and there's this little gear piece in here made of unobtainium, obviously. And when I was hitting it from the backside, it just popped out. So what I'm actually gonna try to do is, I don't know if this might be an impossibility on camera, but I'm going to, pretty sure it sat in here like that. And then the gear drive, this is the problem for me, is I don't know which way, I can't tell which way it went in. So, oh, you know what? No way. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? No. Okay. No. No fucking way. Okay, that was so easy. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm just going to, so I can make sure this is working, Next, we're gonna go over here. Actually, no, let's do that bottom bolt. Okay. So I'm just gonna zoom you in here to this bottom bolt. All I'm gonna do is, I just wanna see if this, okay, like legit. Okay, it's kind of coming out. So I think I got to put it in from this back side. I'm not too sure. Like if I push here, it just slides up. So there might be a ring or something that goes in this lip and holds it in. But like I'll message Olsa Tools. But let's see if I can keep this on, if I can break this bolt. And then I'll have a look around and see if there was some kind of clip or something, or I'll try to put this in from the other direction. Actually, let's just do that right now. That was easy enough. So I'm gonna flip this around and I'm gonna try to get it in from this direction. Oh yeah, it doesn't fit in that side. So this side is tapered smaller. So I think, yeah, it only goes in one way. Oh, no, it doesn't. Okay, so this side, sorry, I'm figuring this out on the fly. Oh, you know what? I bet it goes like that. Okay, so this end is a little bit wider, which doesn't go through on this side. So this diameter is wider than that. And I think that once I get it past the gears that sit in here, I'm not sure if you guys can see this, I just don't want to edit. The gear will prevent this thing from popping out this way once I slide it in through the top here. I gotta get it in. Oh, you know what? I think I got it. Where are the other ones? I gotta kind of reference off. Oh no, that's not in all the way. Fancy. Okay. Anyways, let's just see if we can get this to work. I think if I push down, yeah, I can wiggle this out. There we go. Okay, so I'm just kind of trying to cheat here. Oh, yeah. I think there is a little clip, like a little tiny C-clip in there. And I think I probably smashed that out. So I'm actually just gonna call Olsa Tools and see if there's like a little tiny snap ring that goes in there. Holds this in. So it does go in this way. Let's see, make sure this is the right direction. Yeah. So you do hold this in. And then, you know what? Even if this, yeah, there's like a little snap ring that would hold that in. But you know what? Let's say I was on the trail and I broke it, which I'm not even gonna do because I know that yeah, okay, I kind of don't want to do this because to get it off, what the hell, I'm gonna have to get it off that same way I got it off before. So remember how I was like hammering this on? Probably shouldn't do that, because then when I was trying to hammer it off this way, it actually broke the pin. And so all that broke on it was the C-clip, and it was the pressure of it going out this way. So that's not even a deal breaker. So I'm just gonna do the same thing. Get this on, and then all I'm doing is seeing if, with that pin out of place, if I can crack this bolt. There it goes. Crack it. Wow. And this one is actually way easier than that top bolt. You know what? I'm just gonna sit here and do this for you. Can you see that? I don't want anyone saying I'm cheating. So let's move you over here. See if I can balance you over here. My head's probably gonna be in the way. But there we go. All right, so take that back. All right, I'm not gonna be able to do this. So again, this is gonna come off. And not a big deal. I think while it was all warmed up, I would have been able to do it. So let's get you back here. So there's no cuts. And we're gonna take this piece off one more time. This one should come off a lot easier because I didn't even get it on all the way. Off, and then I'll show this to you guys one more time. Let's unlock the focus. Okay, so you have this little ratchet, and you see this. There's some kind of clip in here that I broke, and I'm gonna call Olsa tools. And what you do is you just stick this in here. See if I got, so this end is not the right way, it just doesn't fit. So we'll flip it over, and all you gotta do is just kind of hold this unobtainium ratchet piece in. This clip part goes on top here. You kind of cockeye it in so that I can get pressure down on that. And then if there was some kind of C-clip here, just slide this in. I bet you that C-clip around here that I could get in just pops in, boop, and then you're good to go. So even with that clip out, it broke that bolt, okay? That is an absolute stamp of approval from me. For off-roading, wheeling, being on the trails, this bites hard enough to break your bolts loose. This end did not oval out while I was wailing on it with the hammer. Okay, you can kind of see the scuff marks. There's like hardly anything on there. Wow, okay, that's it. That's my review. Olsa tools, check the links. Highly recommend, and I will post an update as soon as I hear back from Olsa Tools about this little clip here, because that's no big deal. And maybe I'll get like 5 of them. Actually, I don't even need 5. I need none. I would be happy to buy this wrench again if they don't sell that little clip, because I know exactly how I broke it, and it was by being on the bolt like this and hitting it with my hammer from this end while it was jammed on a rusty bolt, pulling off that way. Like, it's not, in no universe should it have held up to that. And you don't have to do that at all. You can use this end to break things, and even if this is jammed on a nut and you're trying to get it off, just get a flathead screwdriver or another end of a wrench like I did and wedge it in there and pry it off of the actual interface of the gear. That way you're not putting any pressure on that C-clip that holds it. But Olsa tools, freaking rad, freaking rad.